ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। अत हैनं शैब्यः सत्यकामः पप्रच्छ सयोह वै तद्भगवन्मनुष्येषु प्रायणान्तमोङ्कारमभिध्यायीत कथमं वावसतेन लोकं जयतीति। तस्मै सहोवाच एतद्वै सत्यकाम परञ्च ब्रह्म यदोङ्कारः परञ्च ब्रह्म यदोङ्कारः तस्माद्विद्वान् एतेनैव आयतनेन एकतरमन्वेति। In this section, the student Satyakama asks Pippalada about Omkara Upasanam, and thus the whole section is going to deal with Omkara Upasana, which will lead to Krama Mukti. And since Omkara Upasanam leads to Krama Mukti, this also comes under Vedanta topic alone, because Vedanta is dealing with Mukti. Omkara Upasanam also, at least indirectly, is going to give Mukti. Therefore, Mukti Rupa Phala Samanyat both comes under the same Vedanta section. Whereas, other types of Upasanam cannot come under Vedanta section, because other types of Upasana leads to only Amukti, that is Samsara Phalam. They give Swargaloka or any other worldly benefits. Therefore, other Upasanas come under the Apara Vidya, whereas Omkara Upasana also discussed under Paravidya, because it gives Krama Mukti. And the teacher introduces the Omkara and its glory in the second mantra. The glory of Omkara is that it stands for both Aparam Brahma and Param Brahma. So, etadvai satyakama parancha aparancha brahma. So, it is a symbol for both Param and Aparam Brahma. And since it is a symbol for both, a seeker can make use of Omkara for the attainment of both. So, if a person wants Aparam Brahma, then also he can use Omkara. When he wants Param Brahma, then also he can use Omkara. It is useful for both. That's what he said. Vidvan etenaiva ayatanena. So through this very ayatanam means pratikam means symbol. Through this one symbol, ekataram anveti, a person can get aikyam either with aparam Brahma or with param Brahma. So this is pratigna rupam vakyam. So pratigna rupam means what? A statement which has to be explained. So how Omkara can take a person to aparam Brahma and how Omkara can take to param Brahma, the details have not been given. He has only said aparam and param Brahma can be reached through Omkara. How it is going to be explained in the following mantras. Therefore, from the third mantra onwards, the actual discussion, Omkara Upasana, begins. We will read. Sa yadi ekamatram abhidhyayita sa tenaiva samveditaha turnameva jagatyam abhisampadyate tamricho manushya lokamupanayante satatra tapasa brahmacharyena shraddhaya sampannaha mahimanam anubhavati. Now here begins the Omkara Upasana. Three types of Omkara Upasana are going to be mentioned here. One is Ekamatra Vishishta Omkara Upasanam. That is an Omkara Upasanam when a person concentrates on Akara alone. So a Omkara Upasana in which a person concentrates upon, meditates upon Ekamatra only, that is Akara only. And in the next mantra, he will talk about Dvimatra Vishishta Omkara Upasanam. So in which a person does Upasana concentrating on two matras only, Akara, Ukarau. And then finally he will talk about the third type of Upasana, when a person does Paripurna Omkara Upasanam, that is Trimatra Vishishta Omkara Upasanam. That is Akara, Ukara and Makara, all the three are employed. And then Phalam also will vary. For the first Upasana, Manushya Lokam. For the second Upasana, Pitru Lokam. For the third Upasana, Brahma Lokam. Otherwise known as, first Upasana gives Bhu Lokam. Second Upasana gives Bhuvar Lokam. Third Upasana gives Suvar Lokam. Suvar Loka standing for Brahma Loka itself. So Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha. And in the first Upasana, the Phalam is given by Rigveda. For the second upasana, the phalam is given by Yajurveda. For the third upasana, the phalam is given by Samaveda. Thus all three will have to come. So the three Vedas take to three different lokas according to three different matras. Okay. And then further explanation also is given. That is, Akara represents Vishwa or Virat. Ukara represents Taijasa or Hiranyagarbha. And Makara represents Prajna or Ishvara. And therefore, when Akara Upasana is done, then he concentrates on Vishwa. When Ukara Upasana is done, concentrates on Hiranyagarbha. Makara Upasana is done, concentrates on Ishvara. Thus, these three upasanas must be comparatively studied, then alone it becomes clearer. Now we will go one after the other. Saha yedi ekamatram abhidhyayita. You have to supply the word Omkaram. Ekamatram Omkaram abhidhyayita. If a person meditates upon Omkara consisting of Ekamatra only, Bahuvrihi, Eka Matra Yasmin Saha Omkaraha Ekamatraha Omkaraha. Then not only he does that upasana, and he wants to say to what extent the upasana has to be done. See, it is said in the upasana shastram that the culmination of upasana is when the upasaka completely gets absorbed in the upasyam. Then alone the upasana is supposed to be completed. Then alone phalaprapti will come. So if Rama upasana should reach its culmination, I should do the upasana where Rama is upasya devata, and the upasana must reach a state where I have forgotten everything else. The Rama devata alone is there. This alone in Yoga Shastra is called Savikalpa Samadhihi. And even that is not enough. Because when he reaches Savikalpa Samadhi Avastha also, he has forgotten all other things. He is absorbed in Rama devata. But still he is standing separate as Upasaka. And this Savikalpa Samadhi should progress into Nirvikalpa Samadhi, in which Dhyatridhyane Parityajya Kramadhyeyaika Gocharam, where he should become absorbed in the Dhyeya Vishaya, which they call as Nirvikalpa Samadhi. And this is called the Upasya Devata Sakshatkaraha. The word Sakshatkara is used in Upasana Kanda also. Not only in Jnanam, Aham Brahmasmi is called Sakshatkara. But in the Upasana section also, there is something called Sakshatkaraha. Sakshatkaraha means Nirvikalpaka Samadhi, in which the Upasaka is totally absorbed in the Upasya, where Upasya Upasaka Bheda doesn't exist. And only then Upasana is supposed to be culminated, and only then Upasana phalam will be got. What is that? A person will go to Rama, or a person will get whatever the devata that he is meditating. And here also, the akara upasana is pointed out. In this akara upasana, a person must get completely absorbed. Sakshatkara paryantam upasana kartavya. That is said here. Saha samveditaha. Tena will be taken out later. Saha samveditaha. And when the upasaka gets enlightened in the upasana, gets absorbed in the upasya vishayaha. Because remember, upasana means the entire yoga shastra will come. Savikalpa samadhi, nirvikalpa samadhi, all topics will come when upasana topic comes. Whereas in the Vedanta, we don't give importance to savikalpa or nirvikalpa samadhi. In Vedanta, wisdom plays the important role, understanding plays the important role. Here we are talking about upasana, and therefore samadhi, savikalpa, nirvikalpa, etc. comes. Some people connect samadhi with Vedanta jnanam, which is not at all correct. In Vedanta jnanam, the savikalpa, nirvikalpa, samadhi do not play the role. There the shastra pramanam plays the important role. In upasana section alone, the samadhi, etc. plays an important role. So therefore, saha samveditaha bhavati. And when he gets absorbed in the akara vishishta onkaram, then what is the palam? Tenaiva. Means tena upasanena, tena sakshatkara paryanta upasanena. By that upasana, which had culminated in the absorption samadhi, what phalam he gets? Jagatyam abhisampadyate. The phalam is that he will be getting again janma in this loka. So the phalam is punarjanma as Manushya himself, or punarjanma in the bhuloka itself. So that means he can avoid lower janmas. So the phalam of akara vishishta onkara upasana is, he will not be reborn as animals, he will not be reborn as plants, he will not be reborn in Atala, Vidala, Sudala, Rasadala, Mahadala, Talatala, Patala. So he will not be born in the netherlands. Okay, lower worlds. Okay, he will not be born in the lower worlds. He will be again born in Jagati. So Jagatyam means Bhuloke, Prithvyam. Jagatyam, Ishavasithala vandhathu, Etkincha Jagatyam Jagati. Okay, when will he born a Manushya again? Turnameva. Turnameva means what? Immediately. Without hanging here and there. He will be again born a Manushya. He will be born again in Bhuloka. Now this itself is explained clearly in the next line. Tam richaha manushya lokam upanayante. So the Rigveda, which is the presiding deity of Akara, because he has done Akara Vishishta Upasana, and therefore Akara Devata Rigveda is there, and that Rigveda Devata Manushya Lokam Upanayante. takes him to the Manushya Loka. So previously it was said Bhuloka. Because in Bhuloka also any other type of Janma is possible. And therefore the Upanishad, the teacher specifies, in the Bhulokam also he will be born as a Manushyaha. So Rigveda takes him to Manushya Lokam. Okay. But even after being born a Manushya, a person can lead a dirty, useless, adharmic life can be led. Then what is the use of Manushya Janma? So here he says, no, he will be born as a noble Vaidika Manushyaha. Saha tatra tapasa brahmacharyena shraddhaya sampannaha bhavati. So there also, being born a Manushya, he will be full of, he will be rich with all these things. What are they? Tapas. Tapas means discipline. So he will be following all the Vaidika Dharma and Brahmacharyena. And he will also have Brahmacharyam. Again, discipline, Indriya Nigraha. And also Shraddhaya. Shraddha means faith in the scripture. So in short, he will be a noble, dharmic, religious human being. And being such a human being, Saha Mahimanam Anubhavati. He enjoys the glory of Manushya Janma. Manushya Janma becomes enjoyable when Shraddha, Tapas, Brahmacharyam, if they are there, Manushya Loka is enjoyable. If these three things are not there, the same Manushya Janma becomes Dukkhatmakam only. Okay. So then you may ask, if Shraddha, Tapas, etc. are not there, problem will not come, you may ask. Problems do come to such a person also because he is also a human being, but these problems will not be problems for him. Because of the Shraddha, etc., he has got a proper attitude, therefore he is insulated by this proper Shraddha, etc., and therefore he enjoys Manushya Janma. That is the advantage of a religious person. Religious person also suffers, irreligious person also suffers. But for an irreligious person, suffering causes mental agony, whereas for a religious person, he has got the shock absorber. That's why it is said, Mahimanam Anubhavati, he enjoys the glory of Manushya Janma. This is the first Upasana. For Akara Vishishta, Omkara Upasana is the sadhanam, and the phalam is Manushya Janma Praptihi, and the means is Rigveda. Rigveda takes him to Manushya Janma. Okay, now come to the second Omkara Upasana. Atha yadi dvimatrena Manasi sampadhyate Saha antariksham yadurbihi Unniyate somalokam Sa somaloke vibhutim anubhuya Punaravartate. Atha, on the other hand, yedi dvimatrena. So dvimatrena, we have to read it as dvimatram. Now, pona slokathila ekamatram irukke. So in keeping with that, here also it must be dvimatram. Tritiya vibhakti should be converted to dvitiya vibhakti ityartha. So dvimatram. and then you have to supply Omkaram Abhidhyayita. So which means the full sentence will read Yadi Dvimatram Omkaram Abhidhyayita. If a person meditates on Omkara consisting of Dvimatram, that is Akara and Ukara, then what is the phalam? Manasi Sampadyate. Here Manas represents the intermediary world. So previously, Jagatyam it was said, which indicated Bhuloka. Now here Manasi represents the Bhuvarloka or Somaloka or intermediary world. Okay, but how, if you ask, I will have to give a complicated explanation. Manasங்கிறது intermediary world எந்த டிக்ஷனரியில இருக்குன்னு கேட்பேன். மனசுன்னா என்ன அர்த்தம்? Manas. So how do you say intermediary world? So Shankaracharya gives, Manas is Swapna Pradhanam, isn't it? Jagrada Avastha is Sthula Sharira Pradhanam. Manas ingaradhula you get Swapna, because Swapna is purely experienced by the mind alone, and Swapna is supposed to be the intermediary world between Jagrat Prapancha and Sushupti Prapancha. And therefore Manas indicates Swapna Prapancha, Swapna Prapancha indicates the intermediary world. Or we can give an alternative explanation. Manas has got the Devata of Chandraha, Manaso Devata, Chandramaha, and Chandra represents intermediary world, Somalokam represents intermediary world. And therefore, in short, Manasi Sampadyate means he attains the intermediary world. Okay, now that itself is explained further. Saha antariksham yajurbihi unniyate somalokam. Antariksham must be connected with somalokam. Saha yajurbihi antariksham somalokam unniyate. So that upasaka is taken to the Somaloka, otherwise called Bhuvarloka. And where is the Somaloka? Antariksham, which is the intermediary world. Because Bhuvarloka is between Bhuloka and Suvarloka, and therefore Antariksham means Antarikshastham Somalokam. So he is taken to the intermediary world of Somaloka through what? Yajurbhihi. Through the Yajurveda Devata, which presides over Ukara. Previously it was Rigveda Devata, which was presiding over Akara. Now Yajurveda Devata presiding over Ukara. Full stop. Then what happens to him thereafter? Saha Somaloke Vibhutim Anubhuya. So in that Somaloka, which is known as Antariksha Loka, which is known as Bhuvarloka, which is known as Pitruloka, அப்படி ஒரு பேர் இருக்கு, எல்லாம் ஒண்ணுதான். Pitruloka, Bhuvarloka, Antariksha Loka, Somaloka, these are all synonyms only. So in that Pitruloka or Somaloka, Vibhutim Anubhuya, he enjoys the glories and powers. Because remember, going to Somaloka is becoming a Devata. And as a Devata, lot of powers are there. And that is why Shraddham, etc. are done. Because the Pita may be an ordinary human being while living. The moment he becomes a departed soul, a Pitru Devata, he blesses us. And therefore we say Vibhutihi. And that is why in Taittiriya also, Te ye shatam ajana janam devanam anandaha, etc. Pitrus are put in a higher loka with higher ananda also, we saw in Brahmananda Valli. So Vibhutim Anubhuya. Thereafterwards what happened? Punaravartate. Katetam bhuktva Swargalokam Vishalam Chine Punye Martyalokam Vishanti. They will have to come back. And incidentally, you should remember the Marga also. What is the Marga? Krishna Gati. For Ukara Pradhana or Ukara Dvimatra Vishishta Onkara Upasana, the phalam is Krishna Gati. Krishna Gati Dwara Somalokam Prapnoti Tadanantaram Punaravartate. Okay. Now the second type of Onkara Upasana is over. Now the third type is going to come. Now you can easily guess the third type. It must be Trimatra. And what Veda is left out? Sama Veda. And what Gati is left out? Shukla Gati. So you can even be an astrologer. Okay, predict what is going to come. And he will go to Brahmaloka, otherwise known as Suryaloka, otherwise known as Suvarloka. Suvarloka, Suryaloka, Brahmaloka, all these are synonyms. Okay, now we will read. Yah punaretam trimatrena omityete naiva aksharena param purusham abhidhyayita sa tejasi surye sampannaha yatha padodarastvacha vinirmuchyate evam havaisa papmana vinirmuktaha sasamabhirunniyate brahmalokam sa etasmad jivaghanat parat param purishayam purushamikshate tadetau shlokau bhavataha. So, yaf punaretam. So, in Ramakrishna Mission books, pu is missing. Yaha naretam is there. Okay, if it is there, you correct. Yaf punaha etam. Trimatrena. So, here also, Trimatrena is there in Tritiya Vibhakti. We have to convert into Dvitiya Trimatram Onkaram. You have to supply Onkaram abhidhyayita. Illa. So, yaf punaha etam trimatram Onkaram abhidhyayita. So, on the other hand, that person who meditates upon Trimatra Vishishta Onkara, that means the full Onkara ityartaha. And that is what the teacher himself says. Etenaiva aksharena, with the whole Onkara akshara. The etenaiva shannatinala, with the full Onkara anartham. So that's the one who meditates upon the Purna Onkara. Okay. And here, what is the pradhanam here? Akara, Ukara, Makara is also included. In the Akara, it is identified with Virat. In the Ukara, it is identified with Hiranyagarbha. And in the Makara, it is identified with Ishvaraha. That is said here, Param Purusham Abhidyayita. As identical with the Param Purushaha. So Param Purushaha does not here means Nirgunam. Param Purushaha means of these three, this is Ishvaraha, that is Maya Vishishta Brahma. Samashti Karana Sharira Vishishtam Brahma. So in the first one it was Samashti Stula Sharira Vishishtam Brahma. The second Samashti Sukshma Sharira Vishishtam Brahma. Here it is Samashti Karana Sharira Vishishtam Brahma. I am not explaining because I am taking for granted you are all old students. Any new students are there, I am sorry. Okay. Param Purusham Abhidyayita. Those who meditate upon the highest Saguna Ishvara. What is the phalam? Saha Tejasi Surye Sampannaha. He attains the Surya Lokam, which is Tejas effulgent. So for the first one, Jagatyam Sampannaha. For the second one, Manasi Sampannaha. Manas representing intermediary world. And here Surya Sampannaha means the highest world. So Surya Sampannaha. That itself is explained. So next sentence we will see later. Dropping the next sentence, we will take the later portion. Saha Samabhihi Unniyate Brahmalokam. You can understand. Saha, that Upasaka, Brahmalokam Unniyate is taken to Brahmaloka, otherwise known as Suvarloka, otherwise known as Surya Loka, which is the highest Loka. By which Vedas? Samabhihi. Through the Samaveda Devatas. He is taken to Brahmalokam. And what is the greatness of Brahmalokam? In Brahmaloka, the papas are supposed to be minimum. It is free from all the papams. All the papams means except some lesha, all the papams are gone in Brahmaloka. Because higher the loka, lesser the papam. Therefore the least papam is in what? Brahmaloka. Total freedom from papa when? Atmajnanena. Okay. So here we are talking of Upasanam. And therefore, remember, by going to Brahmaloka, a person gets almost purity, like the gold and all solrala. So therefore, the chemically pure gold is supposed to be 99.9999999%. That's Brahmaloka. So, that is said here. Saha Papmana Vinirmuktaha Bhavati. That person who goes to Brahmaloka becomes free from all the papas. So tapashraddheye kyupavasantyaranye shanta vidvamso bhaikshacharyam charantaha suryadvarena te virajah prayanti yatramritassa purusho hyavyayatma. Came in Mundakopanishad just before Pariksha Lokam. Saha virajaha prayanti. Virajaha means the same idea, free from all the papam. Saha papmana vinirmuktaha bhavati. Ha vai saha is only avadharanam, emphasis. So definitely he becomes free from papa. How? For that an example is given. What is that? Just as a snake gets completely freed from its skin. The skin belongs to the snake, but once the snake grows out, when it has become sufficiently grown up, after some time what happens? That skin which was closely connected with the snake gets completely detached from the snake. It is so totally detached that the snake can smoothly remove the skin without getting any wound or blood or anything. Like a dress, it can remove. Similarly, now papas are closely sticking to us. Like a skin, it is all over. Not taleliyo, kailiyo, kalliyo kadayadu. All over it is there. But once we do upasana and go to Brahmaloka, in fact, while going to Brahmaloka, what are we doing now? All the sins are sloughed off. That is called slough. S-L-O-U-G-H. Slough or slough, or I don't know how to pronounce it. Anyway, you understand it. So it drops there down. Similarly, Padodaraha. Padodaraha means what? Snake. Because snake is kaal edu na. Udaraha eva padaha yasyasaha padodaraha. So that for which the chest itself, the front portion of the body itself serves as feet, is called Padodaraha. That's why it is called by another name Uragaha. Urasa gacchati iti Uragaha. So this snake, Tvacha vinirmuktaha, vinirmuchyate. So just as it gets freed from its skin smoothly, effortlessly, without any strain or difficulty, how the snake gets freed from its skin, evam, in the same manner, the upasaka gets freed from the skin of papam. The papa layers go away from him. Okay. So therefore, akara visishta omkarena manushya-loka praptihi, ukara visishta omkarena or dimatra visishta omkarena swargaloka or somaloka praptihi, and trimatra visishta omkarena brahmaloka praptihi. Okay. All these three lokas come under aparam brahma or param brahma. All the three lokas come under aparam brahma only. Therefore, through the three types of upasana, the highest you can reach is Brahmaloka. Okay. Mukti kadaikanamna enna pannanum? Then we have to use the very same Omkara, but not Omkara upasana, but Omkara Mimamsa Vicharaha has to be done. Care of which Upanishad? Care of Mandukya Upanishad. And once a person does Omkara Vichara and knows the Amatra Chaturthaha, Avyavaharyaha, Prapanchopashamaha, Shantaha, Shivaha, Advaitaha, Evam Omkara Atmaiva. Thus, the one who does Omkara analysis, Omkara Shravana Manana Nididhyasanani, then he will attain moksha. That is said here. Tadanand Brahmalokam vara or sentence. Adikaparam completely different topic. It is Omkara Vichara topic. Saha. So that very same upasaka who has reached Brahmaloka practices what? Omkara Vicharena. That is to be understood. Omkara Vicharena, by the analysis of Omkara, Parat Param, Purishayam Purusham Ikshate. He comes to know the Purusha, the Param Brahma, which is not Aparam, but which is the Param Nirgunam Nirupadikam Brahma. And where is it available? Purishayam, which is in the body itself, as Sula Sukshma Karana Sharirat Vyatiriktaha Avastatraya Sakshi, etc. So Purishayam and Parat Param, which is beyond everything, which is beyond the beyond. Parat Param. So first Para means the Karanam, that is Maya or Ishvaraha, even Ishvara we can take. And Parat Param means Ishvaradapi Param. Saguna Ishvaradapi Param Nirguna Ishvaram. And who is Saguna Ishvaraha? Jiva Ghanat. Jiva Ghana means what? Who is Samashti Jiva. So Ghanam Naka, dense, thick nartam, Samashti. So he is who is beyond even the Lord, who is Samashti Jivaha. In short, Nirgunam Brahma Ikshate. So he comes to know the Nirgunam Brahma. From where? From Brahmaloka. And when he knows Nirgunam Brahma in Brahmaloka, he will attain Mukti there, which we call as Krama Mukti. If you know the Nirgunam Brahma here itself, then we will call it Satya Mukti. So therefore, now what are the possibilities? Two possibility. That is, in this sloka, you have to do Omkara Vichara and get Mukti here itself. This is one option. And what is the second option? You have to do Omkara Upasana. I don't have the brain to inquire. Therefore, I will do only Upasana, because I will do Omkara Upasana. Then I will go to Brahmaloka. And in Brahmaloka, what should I do? Omkara Vichara I have to do. And from Omkara Vichara, I can get Mukti from Brahmaloka, which we call as what? Krama Mukti. Therefore, either Omkara Upasana plus Omkara Vichara, or directly Omkara Vichara itself. Which is better? Anga poi Vicharam antadhoda inge panna poche. So therefore, Purusham Ikshate. With this, the Omkara Upasana topic is over. And the teacher now wants to quote a supporting mantra. Because this is a Brahmanopanishad. I have told you before, this is a Brahmanopanishad. Therefore, always Brahmanopanishad will take support from mantra portion. So, Sadetau Shlokau Bhavataha. Tad means Tasmin Arthe. So, in this meaning, in which meaning? That Omkara Upasana can lead to Brahmaloka, and from there to Krama Mukti through Omkara Vichara. In this regard, there is the following pair of mantras. The following two mantras are there. Okay. I think we will see those two mantras in the next class. Hari. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.